equipment. That's the key word we're talking about. What do fish farmers need to succeed here in Uganda? I'm going to start with a list of different things that we need, and one of those is equipment. So let me take you through some of the equipment you need as a fish farmer to succeed. My name's Tim, co-founder of RAD here in Uganda. We're here to help fish farmers. And like I said, this is our 5-part series on what farmers need. So I'll go through them quickly. It's feed, seed, equipment, expertise, and market. And then today we're looking at equipment. So let me take you through that list of things that we have and I think are very useful for farmers when you are starting out and when you need to succeed. Not everything. You won't necessarily need all of it all at once. And here as a hub, that's part of what we're trying to do, is enable farmers to succeed. So we provide much of that equipment to farmers so they can access it. And you know, they don't necessarily, because it's quite expensive, a lot of this stuff. So let's start by looking at the cold chain. One thing about fish, of course, is that it goes off quite quickly. So this is actually frozen at the moment. We're defrosting it for the market. But we started off with this ice machine, and now we use this to make ice. Your ice comes out over here, and that allows us to extend the shelf life of fish. So you can land it, maybe it's 2 p.m. by the time you've got out of the pond, by the time you've travelled, and you've got to sell it that day. And if you've got no cold chain, no way to keep your fish cold, you're going to really struggle. So you have to think that through. So for us, the solution was getting an ice machine to start with. Now, unfortunately, the power here in Uganda is not always very reliable. So then we've upgraded to some solar, and you can see it's beeping, it's charging the batteries, it's early in the morning, and that allows us to run this type of machine when we need to. And more importantly, we've also got this freezer. So this allows us to always have stock in place. Now, we actually have some of these bigger fish. We find that there's not as many customers that will take the big fish, so we're always targeting smaller. We sell out quite quickly. But if you're a farmer, you need to think through the implications. What are you going to do? What bits of equipment do you need in terms of storage? Can you afford any of these cold chain pieces of equipment? Possibly not, in which case you have to plan ahead and think, right, how am I actually going to move my fish and make sure it doesn't go off? And you could, of course, you will also have some buckets as well. We have here various types of buckets that we'll use necessarily. We've got like a little cold box there, we can move fish around, some baskets and things like that. So generally speaking, that's the type of thing that you need if you're a farmer, or at least some plan of what to do if you can't access that. Maybe you need an IBC if you're a farmer. We use that to transport fish around. So, maybe if you're doing that as a farmer, that might be a piece of equipment you need. Probably not, but you'll probably need a net or access to a net in any case, because one of the good things that you're going to be doing is not only when you come to catch your fish, you need a net, but then also you need to grade your fish. So every month you need to sort of measure the fish, see how they're growing, so you know what you're putting in, etc. So the tuk-tuk comes in handy. We can deliver deliver nets and things like that. And then the other piece of equipment you might need on site, maybe it's not equipment, but you need somewhere for your porters or your staff to stay, a store, things like that, just to keep a hold of, somewhere to put records, keep feed. If you're gonna, you need someone to make sure no one's doing anything they shouldn't do, that type of thing you'll need there as well. So yeah, that's the sort of equipment you might need. I did mention wellies. Wellies are very important, so you'll keep safe. Got here is our store in here. We've got oxygen, things like that. So some feed. There's another net that you need. So this is a happer. There's a net underneath. There's your feed. So equipment, and then protective equipment as well. So if you're doing some sampling or in the water, you might want to get protected. There's some gumboots here. This is looking a bit old now. We probably need to get some new ones. So that's the sort of equipment you need. And then I want to show you, we've got a farm tour at the moment. I want to show you the other really important thing that you need in your farm. It's pipes. So maybe you didn't expect that. I guess it's not technically equipment, but certainly if you've got pond-based system, you want some pipes, and you'll use these to control the water in and out of your ponds. So you can see here, this controls all of the water to all of these different ponds. You can see here, this is exactly why this is deliberately left open. We want to control the water that's going into this pond. It means that we can oxygenate if we need. So this, that sort of splashing effect that you get, that's actually really good because it adds oxygen to your water, which is good for your healthier fish. And then at the end, you've got some outlets. So those pipes over there sticking out, that allows you to control the water that's coming in and out of your pond. So there's some more equipment on farm that you need. And if we're talking about pond construction, some sacks around the edge to keep to areas of weakness, maybe some tarpaulin to keep water from pressing on one side. Tuk-tuk is another bit of equipment that we really need in our hub, and it's raining quite a lot, and unfortunately had some issues. You can see they're trying to fix it at the moment. The mechanics down here fixing it, but this is a real pain for us when it goes down, because you can see here we've got nets at the back. This is another piece of equipment you need. So when you're going to collect fish, you obviously need a net to catch fish. And so this is a bit of equipment we need. Foster's just bought me my boots. There's another bit of equipment you need. Thanks, Boston. But the machine is so useful to us because it's not very expensive to run. It can get anywhere you need. And it doesn't cost as much as a big car would be. But it's very useful. We can get people in here. We can move fish. We can move the substrate for the frass. We can move frass itself. Substrate for the maggots. Lots of practical uses for this. And so when it is down like this, we have to spend time fixing it because it's a really important piece of equipment that we use every day. So we've looked at the tuk-tuk. This is the other bit of transport that we use quite a lot. So it's a new motorbike. We use this a lot to go around to visit farmers. Because farmers need to be able to move things around. We go and visit them, give them technical assistance, help with deliveries with like soldier fly, anything really. Like, it's just the main mode of transport around here. So that's a key part to help smallholders, is they need access to transport. I've just moved back into the office. This is a new piece of kit. This is a pump, so we use it as the hose here. We'll use that to drain ponds quickly or to refill them quickly when we need to. But I mean, we've been farming for 4 years and haven't needed one up until this point. So, there's a range of equipment that you will be getting as you grow and as you become more successful. But the unfortunate reality is, if you're a smallholder in East Africa, then these things might not be very cost effective because they're just so expensive for the money that you're getting, and it will take time. And that's why here at RADs in Uganda, we believe in our model. We believe that providing access to that equipment is what farmers need. They don't necessarily need to buy all of that up front. They can't always afford, or often they can't afford it. So we provide access to that type of equipment for farmers. The other thing is, like a laptop, so you can keep good records. We've got this, we're making protein powder, we've got the RADiCool box. So you can see, we're doing all of this because not necessarily just for us, but we want to benefit the farmers that are around us. So that's why we believe in our model. And of course I would be saying that. But I hope that gives you an idea of some of the equipment that you need to be an effective fish farmer. Some of it will be situational, some of it will be timely, some of it maybe you can borrow from friends or local government, neighbours, things like that. But I hope you've enjoyed the switch video. Do like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.